see
Please
winners finals here at Critical Mass.
I do love to see winners finals. You're so right, because it's shaping up to be a good one. We have a very confident, comfortable, just all-around wonderful human being in Dabuz versus Leviathan. What can you tell me about, I'll let you pick. Who do you want to tell me about, and then what can you tell me about
You know what's really funny? So this is like Tri-State New England, right?
Yeah.
And like for the sake of today, I will be Tri-State still
Okay.
in New England. But I'll talk about the New England player because we've been talking about this at least for, 2 seconds here.
True.
Sharp is going Cloud. Definitely told us this before, we stepped up here. This is just going to be the button check, but I want to ask you what you think about the Cloud here, specifically into Rosalina.
Okay, I think none of Sharp's characters matter ever. I think that Leviathan will pick whoever he's feeling. I think the only thing that truly matters is the confidence behind the pick.
Sure.
I think if the methodology is there and the confidence is behind it, I think if there is a plan that is clear-cut, easy to follow through, and Leviathan sticks to said plan, it's a whole different ballgame.
Sure.
That being said,
yep.
Against Dabuz, it's hard to be someone who plays a character sometimes.
That's fair.
I think Dabuz is such a knowledgeable person. That knowledge clearly comes through in the gameplay.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a similar amount of knowledge or confidence or character familiarity, it can kind of create a gap that will turn in from a knowledge gap to a skill gap.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anything can happen.
Absolutely. Winners finals here.
True.
I believe somebody told us before that Dabuz just thinks he's going to win.
Yeah.
And honestly, from talking to Dabuz a little bit earlier while, Dabuz was waiting for top 6 to start, we were waiting for our block. Honestly, I feel like Dabuz just really kind of just plays the game to play the game at this point.
Right.
Said that he wasn't too passionate right now. That's straight from his mouth, not from ours. Very focused on the Street Fighter grind along with Fatality and Riddles as well. So, branching out at this point, but do they know? Okay, I was about to say.
Do they know?
Do they know Omega Form PS2 is on? But, when players just kind of, are like half and half, yes in, yes out, that means that the underdog can really kind of come in, try and make a storyline happen here. But I know it's not just going to be, one and done here for Leviathan. If you also know them as Sharp from many moons ago, like you said earlier, a master of a lot of characters. But I don't know, going up against Dabuz, who's also a master of a lot of characters, this set can be very interesting.
Right. We saw the Min earlier from Dabuz going to go with the Rosalina. There's definitely some in-depth methodology behind the character selection, and we're seeing exactly why right now. Should be another back air. Basically seals the deal. Clean 0 to death, just about 15 seconds in. And that is exactly what the Leviathan fans were not looking to, forward to seeing. I mean, like I said, that confidence is so very key, and that is a great way to take the wind out of the sails.
Yeah, if it's any character that Dabuz knows how to play against, it's been 2 iterations of Cloud at this point, especially with, the homegirl Rosalina at this point as well. So I'm interested to see how Leviathan's going to kind of get around here, because one thing that I just love about Dabuz's Rosalina is how aggressive it can be, especially when it really gets up in your face and just the nairs into the up airs, they hurt. You can really feel it. But so far, so good from Leviathan as well. I feel like sometimes you just kind of get thrown off the stage as Cloud, and you kind of have to just accept that that's going to happen. Honestly, really good stabilization. Only has taken 32% on the second stock. We have some limit to work with, but once again, that nair coming down and just ruining Leviathan's plan.
Yeah, it's not like limit cross slash there, kind of getting beat out. Very fast, but there are just a few frames where Dabuz seems to have capitalized. Keeping it up, though. Cross slash, some good damage as well. And Luma hasn't really been a huge issue after that opening combo, too, which is definitely helping Leviathan's chances here. But that forward air is doing wonders for Dabuz here.
Yeah, and that's kind of a good point, too. I like how just Dabuz, just the positioning on this player. I mean, this player was a top player, in Smash 4, still in Ultimate as well. I mean, we were talking about how Dabuz really just doesn't really play this game and still as strong as ever.
Still got it,
yeah, absolutely. And, Smash fundamentals, they really just kind of stay with you. And the way that Dabuz just boxing, love the coverage with the down smash here, and just Leviathan going to let that stock go. Last stock here. I mean, it's possible, right? But it's just very hard. I feel like Dabuz does not have to work hard to gimp Cloud, and Cloud has to work very hard to get in on Rosalina.
Yeah, we're already seeing some really interesting traps here, too, from Dabuz. The way in the air dodge canceling into some pretty nice little stage control here with the Luma. Unfortunately, she's kind of swinging at some ghosts right now, and Leviathan's kind of running away with it.
Luma, please.
Luma, help out.
Get into position, please. Still has limit to go. Ideally wants to actually save it probably for the next stock and try and get some finishing touch, but instead the limit cross slash going to take it. And honestly, for a stock 1 give, this has been a great game for Leviathan to bring it back, and just goes, patience is a virtue, I think, in Smash. And if it's anything between our, first 2 matches, it's kind of the way that it's been rolling. I just want to see Leviathan really just understand where kind of that bullseye mark is to get in and go.
Right. Getting caught on that platform yet again from that forward air from Dabuz. Oh, good coverage right there. Looks like a Luma down tilt covered, so many options right there. Dash tag getting punished with a bit of a forward throw, maybe a dash tag or forward air. Oh, dash tag into forward air, yep.
You can see how much Leviathan wants to keep the limit just based off of just the air dodge there, but still, there's Luma again. I love the down air there, but the limit is going to go. This is huge. Dabuz has a fresh Luma, and Leviathan has no limit to really work with, so now Leviathan actually have to play a little bit more patient. There's the golf swing up into the up air, finds another one here. Leviathan bringing this back so well right now. Reads it essentially in, but doesn't find the finisher. Now you're stuck on platform still, though. Dabuz, beautiful down air to still separate, but Leviathan, these spaced aerials have been doing so much work. Just the jab here, but that's going to give Leviathan limit. The parry into no option here. If you're Leviathan, you're trying to find it, and will find the shield stab, but it's not enough here. You just have to find the combo again, AG. You have to find your mark.
Or one big back air at the ledge. Such a brave jump from Dabuz. Does touch the ground, no regrab. Go looking for a dash in or just a Luma swing too. They're not tethered anymore. What a forward tilt!
Not going to be enough either. I mean, I love the pressure that Leviathan is trying to go for here. Has limit, just has to catch up. But what wins?
The back air didn't do it.
Way.
Unbelievable. The up smash takes it instead. What a nail biter.
That's only game 1, AG. And from literally stock 1, where Leviathan was off the stage in 15 seconds, this has got to be a gut punch to the wind in the sails.
Right.
Look at this. The precise spacing. Yeah, the up smash definitely came out first, I think. I'm like, oh, bro was off the screen.
Is it a star KO? It's a star. Yeah, the camera. You could, with the smash radar, too. That's such a heartbreaker.
Yeah, too. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
If I'm Leviathan, I stick with Cloud here.
Yes.
I don't want to see Leviathan switch to the Sephiroth. I feel like Sephiroth off stage is more of a liability at times than Clown. I mean, Octo Slash is great, but...
If it gets predictable, it's a different problem you have to deal with, basically. There's a long time ago where Leviathan, I think, was using some wonderful Metafy lessons from Hazmat. And one of the most crucial pieces of information Hazmat gave Leviathan was just stick to your character, stick to your guns.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Get that confidence up. And there was a lot of confidence in the second half, basically the latter third of that game especially, where Leviathan was looking so good.
I cannot stress enough how much Leviathan brought that back from an early GIMP, especially in this game, especially versus Dabuz. That is not easy to do. So honestly, if I'm Leviathan, I just want to play this a little bit differently, but Dabuz definitely going for the same game plan, right? Trying to force Leviathan into the corner and then finding a cheeky first stock here. But I think cross slash, especially in this matchup where spacing is such a important factor here, is going to be kind of the win condition here. But now Leviathan trying to get off of the ledge here, but look at Dabuz, just beautiful placement here. But air dodge, but finds the up special right before the down smash hits on Dabuz's side. So we're still on stage, AG.
Okay, and the cross slash getting beat out by the Luma too. The back airs have been doing wonders for Leviathan though. The Lumas have not been sticking around for much time at all.
Yeah, honestly, from Dabuz, I'm seeing a lot of roll behind Nair. I think that's something that Sharpest or Leviathan starting to catch onto here by holding the shield out just a little bit longer here. Has a little bit of limit and a little bit of reach to work with. This could be go time here, but I mean, Leviathan playing it a little bit more aggressively. I don't blame him at all, but now you don't have limit. The up special not going to connect, but the up smash not going to connect either. We're still going to be in neutral for a long time, AG.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a very interesting hot and cold approach from Leviathan, going for limit charge and then kind of running in and going for these crazy offstage plays too, and it's kind of working out. I think Dabuz doesn't really have the time to find these setups or openings that we're used to seeing. holding on to Luma, though.
I want to see Dabuz start grabbing a lot of these shields as well. I feel like Leviathan really getting down a lot of the shield timing here, just recognizing exactly what Dabuz is going for. And you can see Dabuz trying to mix up the movement too, now rolling in and out here. But Leviathan about to have a limit and will get it here, and that Luma's going to go away. There's the first back air, not enough to KO here, but as I've always said, if the stock is low, you want to keep the limit as long as possible. I don't know if that was a misinput or just Leviathan expecting a jump there, but now you're off stage, no limit, going to be able to at least grab ledge. I like the roll through, but Dabuz is going to be ready for it. There's the back throw here, and now it's all Leviathan in this Mario Party minigame of how do I get off the ledge versus Rosalina?
Wow.
Never going to be enough, as Luma going to come in for the assist on the KO.
Yeah, just in time too. That boosted forward tilt probably would have been really bad for Dabuz, but Luma coming in clutch. It's so interesting too, like Leviathan just kind of get caught at the ledge for, I don't know, maybe like the last minute or so.
Yeah.
We had a lunar landing, back air into the grab and catch roll on, really good stuff. And look at, now we're seeing Dabuz at work, right?
Yeah, this is locked in.
Like, the puppeting is phenomenal. The little cancel right there, that was so sick. Sharp is still finding some hits though, but nothing really big. Finally, dash tag maybe a little bit of room to breathe, but the blade beam not really finding the mark. That forward tilt though will do it, evens it up 2 stocks apiece.
I just love how we just use the very empowered move to just get rid of Luma, and then just finds just the F tilt to do it. Kind of the finisher here. There's the up tilt though, and now it's all Leviathan. You have a lot of rage, you have a little bit of limit, but Dabuz really, like you said, AJ, locked in at this point. The spacing is on point. The puppeteering, I really like that. I'm going to steal that from you.
That's fair.
On point as well, as it will be the Luma rapid jab into the up smash, and now Leviathan. I hate when casters say this because I've said it so many times. You got a mountain to climb.
Yeah, it's very tough. You know, normally you're looking at a stock, but you're already not very thrilled. But when it's Dabuz, you know it's going to be a bit of a slog. It's going to be methodical. It's going to be, you know, a lot of these small little interactions of you trying to find whatever damage you can. Right now we only have 21%. And still finding some time to charge limit, which is very important too, because the limit has been a pretty big deciding factor in how some of these stocks go.
Yeah, still though back into neutral here, but I like when Dabuz loses the Luma and he still throws out hitboxes, but also retreats at the same time, right? So if, hey, I'm going to find like a piece of a forward air, great. If I'm going to find a bit of a landing nair, also great, but I don't really want to do this without Luma here, and I think Leviathan has been handling the Luma extremely well here, but I feel like in these moments where Dabuz is kind of off stage without the Luma, we have to push it a little bit forward more. But I like just sending out the Luma there to ensure safety back onto ledge here. And honestly, there's not much Leviathan can do right now because Rosalina, so many jumps so high. Her air drift is fantastic.
Well, another opopportunity. Luma is gone. But the problem is Dabuz is so good at being elusive in those few seconds. And wow, what a pickup.
Dun dun. Womp womp womp.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, Cloud has a pretty linear recovery. Dabuz was ready to cut off that line, though, with a little bit of flourish with the footstool there.
Yeah, I still think a pretty good game from Leviathan as well, but I think, I mean, once again, Dabuz has played many iterations of Smash Brothers, and I have to say that Smash Ultimate is definitely the most aggressive out of all three of the ones that
low bar, but yes.
Yeah, listen. If it's anything that Dabuz understands how to do really well, it's adapt and then apply. And I think what we've been seeing now is just Dabuz adapting to Leviathan's pacing and then just saying, you know what, I'm going to let you swing all the way over there. Now, what do you think about the Town and City pick here?
That's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I think this like sort of wider platform will be good, but really I think the extra platforms are what Leviathan has in mind here, because we saw some pretty good conversions off of the Pokemon Stadium platforms, but nothing substantial. I think maybe now with this added little, you know, layout here and there, we can see some more vertical combos. The problem is you can say the same thing for Dabuz. Already 71% and counting fast.
I feel like I ask you only because I feel like Leviathan just gave Dabuz all of the juggle room, especially with no platforms, right? We saw kind of like where that went with 3 up airs, especially with Luma 2. Those are empowered. Now, granted, with Town and City, it's a larger ceiling. We're not going to see like those go all the way, but now you're back into this kind of strange spot where even like run-off forward air from Dabuz can KO a little bit early as well.
Yeah, I guess when you kind of put all of that together. If you're Leviathan, you think, just don't do that. Don't don't be in the bad position. Just be in the good one. So right now we're seeing, oh my goodness, that was so slick. The dash attack cancel up smash, functionally, not actually what it's called. Dabuz is Dakising in 2024.
We'd love to see it, honestly. When good players do fundamental stuff, it's like, whoa! Still, though, I mean, it's definitely not over for Leviathan just yet, right? Landing, I believe that was back air that actually like sent Dabuz all the way almost off, but Luma gonna get a hit here. Gonna give Leviathan a little bit of limit here, but I like how Leviathan just getting the chip damage onto Luma right now. I'm curious to see how we're gonna be able to get around here, but F-tilt once more with small sides definitely going to be a little bit more helpful here, but can't find the finisher.
Yeah.
And honestly, you're giving Dabuz so much space here to, either use the platform to get back up, but it will be the F-tilt that does get the stock.
Yeah, classic back air and a forward tilt, and I think it was the limit running out at the moment that we saw the neutral special from Leviathan that kind of made it a little more tense than it had to be. But coming back down, and Cloud is like deceptively good at racking up damage. Maybe not deceptive, but like just a couple big chunky aerials, 23%.
Yeah, chunky is definitely the word I like to describe Cloud's aerials with, because they hit and they hit hard, right?
Yeah.
But once again, I feel like Leviathan versus Luma in particular, this set has been very well, but now Dabuz just once again trying to find these forward airs off the side. I mean, they'll do so much damage. There's the dash attack, but Luma coming back perfectly for that up air. And now Leviathan last stock here in winners. And it would be a shame to see the set end, especially after how careful I think both players have been playing.
Careful is such a good word for it.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting how different their careful looks.
Yeah.
But right now we're seeing a pretty nice opening here for Leviathan, trying to put some pressure on with those back airs at the ledge, but it's kind of tough. Dabuz, like I said, always so good at finding a creative route back to the stage while Luma respawns.
Yeah, absolutely, right. You have kind of this jungle gym of platforms to kind of work with, and especially with the help of Luma, sometimes you really don't even need to think that hard. You can just send out the Luma, and there's not much that a lot of players can do here, but Leviathan does have the limit here, but it seems like Luma's just going to be chipping that away, and for Leviathan, especially when you miss your limit cross slash, that one's got to hurt here. But now look at Dabuz, and this is what I was worried about, AG, right here, right? Let me just send my Luma out like a Pokemon and you can fight for me here, but still Leviathan going to be able to get rid of that Luma, trying to line up for an edge guard, but Dabuz still once more just a get-up attack into the forward air, and now Luma's back and ready to go, but once again using the platforms as kind of this jungle gym, saying, hey, I could just go out and do whatever I want to, but that placement of the Luma's so scary, but there's the up smash, I'll take that stock.
I love the idea there for Dabuz. Doing the up special, pretty much sends the Luma across the stage, and you can kind of help out yourself with the Luma puppet attack while you're just trying to do your regular get up. Really good stuff.
Well,
helps out a ton. But.
I think Leviathan hoping for the spike on Rosalina instead of the Luma, but instead we do get the Luma out of here and some chip damage to go with. Gotta figure out how, though, to get as much damage as possible now that Luma at least is back, but the landing hit of Luma is going to be such a pain. There's the up smash. It's not going to be enough, but all Dabuz needs to do is catch the landing here. Leviathan just stuck between such a rock and a hard place right now, and now it's all Dabuz trying to read out where Leviathan's going to land, but look at this, a little bit of a rolling war. Beautiful parry from Leviathan, so not going to go down without a fight, but just the Luma hit here. Blade beam not going to be enough, but it's actually going to send the Luma down. You have to watch out for it, though, AG.
Somehow, though, Leviathan is dodging all of these tricks. I mean, we're seeing some of the most corner case stuff here from Dabuz, breaking out all the tricks in the book. Leviathan's still holding on. So although Leviathan hasn't really racked up a ton of damage, I'm still wildly impressed by being able to stay alive for this long and taking the Luma out too.
Yeah, that's absolutely huge. Ooh. There's the down air, but you set yourself too far off, Leviathan! What are you doing, man? That was the start of something beautiful, honestly. I mean, you find a way to... Come on, man.
It was so good. There was so many things happening there. Like I said, I was very impressed. The Leviathan was able to survive that long.
This is game one. I still believe. Yeah, this is game one.
I want to see it again, too. I hate that Star KO really drastically changed the momentum of the whole set.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, it felt like even on game number 2, Leviathan was all right, I'm trailing behind. That definitely took something out of me.
Right.
But it's definitely not over. But honestly, this was so sad because honestly, right? You could have seen it. Leviathan jumping up to like the platform on Town and City and then trying to find an edge guard there with the back air. I see it, AG. I see it. But unfortunately, Leviathan will be going out on his own terms into loser's bracket. Can't say why.
No one puts me in loser's bracket
except for myself.